So today I will speak about moderated usability testing. So how to, like I called it, like how to find clarity in the chaos of speed and scale. So the chaos is the chaos of product teams. So today every product team move very fast with multiple release, and it's very important to have evidence of which basing their activities. So moderated usability testing and usability testing in general, it's very important. And clarity is probably the main important word, because it's what the good research provides. So it's very important to understand how to find this clarity. So let's move on. So a little bit about myself, very, very fast. I'm working in UNGUESS some years right now. Before I am also a designer, a researcher. I do a lot of events. I like very much participating in events, like as a speaker, but also participating in general at events. What we do at UNGUESS, two lines. We are a crowd track testing platform. So we do research and testing with a lot of companies. So we started in Italy, and now we are expanding in all Europe and all world. What we do, we do with three pillars. So we have our technology, our crowd. So it's crowd testing technology. So we have like Triber, that is our tribes of vetted humans. And we work with a lot of certified experts that they are the ones that provides this kind of research. And we do in 4 areas. Today we'll speak only about the first one, is my main pillar area, that is the experience one. But we also work in accessibility, in quality and security sectors. It's important to say that what I speak today, it's something that is not only theory, but it's about practice, because we do a lot of usability testing, and we do also a lot of moderated usability testing. So today I will speak you about what I found in the last year. We have done more than 70 moderating tests for different clients, different sectors. So this is my ideas about this topic. And okay, we can go on about speaking about usability testing in general, just a little bit of history and a little bit of context about usability testing. I don't think that in this context we need a lot of theory, but I use many times this kind of contents, because it's very important to understand the differences between usability and UX and other topics. So just a little bit about usability. Okay, we have a definition, and is defined like as the mix of effectiveness, efficiency, and satisfaction. And it's very important to think about usability when we do everything. We measure everything in our product or service. And UX is broader, so it's not only the usability, but also the perception and also the responses for the user as anticipated use. So beyond, okay, can they do it? We care about also the trust, the emotion, and the expectation. So we can say that usability is the foundation, but UX is the whole building. So starting about how we start to test on like the usability, we can refer at the 80s, probably the field took shape around that years. So started with like usability principles. Then also we have Nielsen and Norman in the 90s start speaking about like usability testing, user-centered design. So everything we talk every day today, it's based on that years. And also start the topics about how to measure and also how to test the usability in the 2000, because starting like the internet-based platform that could help people to also to test this thing. And the essence of usability testing in the first year were based in these three pillars. Okay, it's important for testing the usability is having real users, and for a test with real people. It's important to have real tasks. So having tasks on which analyze what and observe what they do with your product or service. And also it's important to observe. The observation, it's very important also to analyze what we are observing. So usability testing in the first years was everything about all these three main pillars. And the main quote that we use in this sector, it's like we don't trust what users say. It's very important to look at how the users behave and what users do. So usability testing in the first years, it was like this. So we had like traditionally in-person labs. We love a lot this kind of environment. So every usability test was performed in presence with dedicated labs. So we were recording equipment, and sometimes also one way we mirror, and it was very interesting to look at. And the moderator, the role of the moderator was the very central in everything, because the moderator will have to welcome, to explain everything, to probe, to also to rescue users during their task. And stakeholders observed the session in real time, directly behind the mirror usually. And so this was the standard, and we continue also to do this kind of usability testing nowadays. But we for a technological reason, but also for a methodological reason, we are going on with new methodologies and new way of testing the user. So in the around the 2000s start also the topic of unmoderated testing. So a new way of test the usability of products. And so this is about the little history of the moderated. So in the 2000, I say we start also having some platforms that could help us to do this kind of tests. And in the tens, they were starting to have a wider adoption in digital first companies and of methodology of usability testing. And also starting to test not only websites, but also complex websites or mobile application. And from the last years, the pandemic was a big accelerator of remote works and also global collaboration. And also all the platforms of testing are being very massive enhancement in direction of speed and scale of the projects and of the research topics. So everything become faster and everything become easier also for users, so researcher could easily set their studies. We assisted in a shift in normal usability testing. So we will not only the moderated usability test, but also a new way of presenting this kind of methodologies. It's about the unmoderated. That is no more in a lab, but is remote. It's asynchronous. It's one of the most important things. We will discuss it right now. And there is no moderator in real time, but everything is done before, after. So sometimes a moderator also called a post-moderated usability test. I have to confess, that I was skeptical in the first time, because I thought that the ability, the experience of the moderator, the role of the moderator was very simple, very important for extracting the real insights, to understand how people behave, and also understand with the right question in the right time, understanding what people are thinking, or the motivation behind their behaviors. And so I approached in the first years, to moderated the test a little shy. So I was not so confident about this. But then I understand that are very big reasons to approach, to assist and to approach within a moderated way. So we have particularly there are some advantages, very big advantages of using the unmoderated approach. And also there are some opportunities of this kind of approach. So the principal advantage of a moderated approach are the speed, the scale, the real context, and the possibility of using metrics. So the speed is the first one. So the results are ready in hours instead of weeks. So for creating a protocol of moderated, you have to do in person or remote directly all the interviews. You can have bigger teams, but the work is so long. It's very important also, you don't have to coordinate or schedule the calendar. So all the research shops part that in moderated approach, it's very, very consistent, becomes very easy. And also it's possible to align with agile cadences or rapid prototyping. So it's very, very fast. And so it can be put everywhere, also in a product team. So the speed is the first very big advantage of a moderated approach. Also the scale, it's very important because you can do at the same time with dozens or many participants. So we know that Nielsen told us, told us that like 5 or 6 for a qualitative test, it's enough. But sometimes it's important to have more tests done. And so using a moderated approach can help you to have a broader number of participants. And also with this broader number of participants, you can also create like user groups, have different devices, different environments. So you can test also different approaches to the same product, and you can compare them. And it's very important to arrive to something. The real context, it's another very important thing. So user interact in their own natural environment. You have not the problems that having them like in a lab, so are not behavior like naturally. And also they use their real device, and this is very important to reveal usability issues, and also to have like contextual inquiry that could help you to understand if the real problems and the real also strengths of your product or your digital product. And the last one is that having the more solid number of people could help you also to start measuring things. So we know that with 5 or 6 users, it's not enough to have like a quantitative numbers. But when you start having 20, usually 20 is the first one, you can start talking about the summative test. You can have more important metrics, and you can start to track those metrics. Also to compare between different versions, or to compare with like competitors, or to compare with whatever you want. And it's the metrics is a thing that only with the moderated way you can use, because many metrics you cannot also track during the unmoderated way, like the completion time. It's a thing that you cannot ask people to do directly things and then check that time, or other topics that are not usable in the moderated way that are possible in the unmoderated. So this was the speed, the scale, the real context, and the metrics was the main for advantage of using an unmoderated approach. So 2 single takeaways. Then we go a little bit about how it works, so how we can do efficiently an unmoderated test. But it's very important to start extracting some takeaways also for this topic. And the first one, it's unmoderated testing. It's not a shortcut, so we don't choose a moderated when we have no time to do like a moderated approach. And also that moderated and moderating are not competitors. Usually the best way is trying to combine them in different moments of the evolution of the product to enrich the deepness with the moderated, and also the possibility of having metrics with the unmoderated approach. So just a little bit about how it works. The applicability, it's very important to understand how we can choose. It's better to choose a moderated approach. Definitely when live products or high fidelity prototypes, it's a better way to test them in a moderated way for the reason I said before. It don't work so good with low fidelity prototypes, because sometimes you need to guide a little bit the user into the process. And so it's better to use it with like products. It's the best choice for repeatable flows, because it's very, very easy to identify like patterns or friction points when the flows are very repeatable. And as I said before, it's very important when it's the best choose when you have to benchmark something. So if you have to compare, using a moderated approach is the right choice. And it can also use in a complex industries. So also in the finance or healthcare, having metrics, the scale can reveal trust and compression issues very faster than with a moderated approach. The process of a moderated test, it's quite the same of moderated with some little changes. So the objectives are the first part also for the moderated way. And it's very important to having specific question and not only vague goals. It's very important to recruit participants in a specific way, and so being sure that the participants are in the target, because we cannot going back. So when we start an unmoderated activity, we cannot stop 5 minutes after, like we say in the moderated way, because we something goes wrong, everything it's done. Then it's important to design tasks in an instruction in a very clear, realistic, and ambiguous way. Then is the part of the on-field activity, very faster. So you have to like collect all the session, all the videos. It's important also to have videos not only of the screen, but also if it's possible also videos of the face of the user, so we can also track and observe like the expressions on the face during the navigation. And then there are the part of analyzing and synthesizing and creating the report of everything we need for our research. The tools, there are so many tools, so I don't want to suggest a tool in general. There is a very interesting page from this normal group that compare 11, if I remember well, testing tools. And they have also a small survey to choose what is our need, and trying to define what is the best tool for this need. And the lesson learned, 4 lessons that I learned in the last years on the field. The first one is the clarity-based creativity. So it's very important. Okay, it's important to be creative, but the tasks must be simple and direct. Everything, because we cannot correct after. So everything, it's important to be more clear. The importance of the pilot. This is important also in a survey. It's important to have like a pilot to see if everything is going well. But in a moderated, it's more and more important, because 10 minutes drive around with someone of other teams or someone of the company can save many days and many money. So understanding if the tasks are easy to understand, if the tasks are also in the right way session. So the pilot, it's very, very important. It's very important also not using only the stats or the metrics that you track during the observation or with the survey that you usually combine with the moderated, but also having real recordings. Recordings are very important. The observational recordings is the most important thing. And the last one, that moderated testing alone, it's not enough. So you must mix having like a moderated session, having like surveys before and after the moderated session, like to trying to understand what are the needs, what are the opinions before the confrontation with the product, and also after, and so also possibility to compare the before and the after. Last 2 or 3 slides about the challenges. So the thing that can go wrong during like a moderated. So there are some quotes, some conversational quotes that sometimes we face. So the lack of motivation could be a problem. So people that say I don't really read the tasks, so I don't know what to do. And for this, the solution is like to have a very careful the screen. So choose the right people to participate in your moderated session, and also use fair incentives. So it's very important to pay, and to pay well the users, because we ask them like to be professional, not professional users, but real users, but professional in a way they present, and in a way that they register themselves. The other challenge and the other problem sometimes is about the clarity of the tasks. So we don't have a moderator directly to clarify the tests and the tasks. So it's very important to be more clear, to be more easy to understand. And another challenge is about the difference between the different registration and different users. So the data quality is very important, and for this it's very important to screen. Also in this to screen the right users, but also to combine metrics and video, and also to check a little bit about the standards of response. So having sure that everything was good in the first time. And so 3 final takeaways before the Q&A, if you have some questions. It's, I already said it, but for me, it's very important. Moderated is not a shortcut, but it's another opportunity, another alternative to usability testing done by moderator. It's a valid method to generate evidence. Moderated and unmoderated are not competitors, so it's not a fight between different methodologies, but the best thing is trying to combine them. And the real threat of a moderated is bringing speed and scale without losing the clarity that I said before. It's the objective of every product team. So if you have questions, thoughts, or curiosities, I'm here right now. And also you can find myself in LinkedIn, probably. Yeah, I think this QR go to my LinkedIn page. So just write myself, I will answer very fast. Thank you.
Awesome. That is my cue to join in again. I'll just leave the QR code a little bit longer so people can connect with you. There are like some questions, like also from early on in the talk. Like, first of all, like really clear talk. Really thank you for sharing it. One thing that came across, because like one of the first things you said as well is like, can we trust the data? Like without knowing like external circumstances, as in like what the people are doing, like maybe someone is driving in their car or something like that. How can you still make sure that like the data is like to be trusted? What are like some experiences there as well?
Yeah, it's important. If we need data about effectiveness or efficiency, it's important to have them in a real environment. So if we have like a transport app, it's okay that they are in mobility, because they will use the general also in the daily life they use e-mobility. Otherwise, if it's something like the mortgage request, probably they will do in the tranquility of their room. So we ask people usually to do like in the normal environment. And so in this environment, we can easily think about efficiency or effectiveness. And also satisfaction, it's very important to track. So we use a lot of different KPI or different metrics to track satisfaction. And it's quite easy with a survey post the moderated activity.
Okay. And in the process as well of recruiting, how do you guarantee that you have the right audience with the right intentions? Because like one compensation can be money, but there are also like other compensations that are usual.
Money, it's the standard compensation. Sometimes you cannot pay for legal reason, or because maybe you have a user group that don't need money, like high spending people, they don't want money. Sometimes in that case, usually we speak with clients and trying to give them something else, like discounts or participation in exclusive events or something like this. and is a right way to incentive people. And I think that the most important things is try to screen out the people before, and also trying to be sure that people is not like a professional tester. So we run a community of professional testers for the quality assurance activities. Also, that must be professional. But for the all about experience, we try to people don't do too many tests, like only one test a year, because we want people that are real users and not professional testers that speak like technical way, but they must be more precise to real users.
Okay. And in terms of like the task clarity, would you also like recommend like testing it on like colleagues or like how do you make sure you get the task clarity properly there?
Yeah, usually we pilot them, or we try like the tasks with someone else. Usually we have some part of the company that are very interested to do with this, like the legal parts or the administration, that are not so deep with the technical parts, but they are very interested to help the companies also in this part. So asking our legal sector or HR to understand if the tasks are good. It's a fast way to to test.